Have you guys heard about the gingers now being considered black? Yeah, it's stupid. So I've heard about this, and I had to make a video on this, and I'm sick. I'm sorry, and I should be in bed sleeping, but I had to do one video, and I had to pack a lip for it. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm not my usual uppity self, but check this out though. It's dividing us. It's conquering us as human species. People are dividing us so that the one side or the other can conquer more and become more populated than the other side. It's about who can have the biggest mouthpiece on them, apparently. And apparently we know certain sides love to do that. Both sides, left and right, love to talk the big talk. But when it comes to dividing, what is dividing? It can be used for numbers like 3 divided by 20 or 20 divided by 3. It can be a mathematical equation that we need to use in our everyday life. But we're not talking about math. We're talking about divisive tactics by us as human species where we would come as one, but now we are spread apart because of either the skin color, our political or religious views, and we've become so unaware that truth is out there. Now, what is truth? Truth can mean factual information that is true or an interpretation of what could be true. Now, remember that part right there because it will come in later in a handy little information of tidbit for you later. Like right now, I'm going to speak on it. People think that it's true that gingers can be black, even though they may be allegedly white gingers. So if they're a white ginger, how can statistically and truthfully they be black? They can't, right? We've gotten to the point now in our lives where we are just so divided by, like I said, skin color, religious affiliation, political affiliation, that we are not paying attention to truth. We are ignoring truth, and we are running away from truth because scientifically, truth is there. Like when you ask a LGBTQ member, what is a woman? Their interpretation of truth is a person that may identify as a woman or identify with that type of genetic or sex or gender. But that is not truth. See, that is a misinterpretation of truth. So we've allowed it to happen, but why? Because what's so curious about it is we ran away from truth for so long in our life that we've always never really paid attention. Remember how your mom and dad always told you, don't lie, tell the truth, be honest, respect your elders. Yeah, those things. We've ran away from it for so long that now no longer we're paying attention to truth. It's scary because when it comes to gingers allegedly being black now, even though a lot of the gingers are white, that's not truth. That's just a misinterpretation. That's divisive. That is playing a race card game that will divide us as a human species more. But what does that do really for the other people that agree with it? What if there are people out there that say, yeah, that's great? Look, for those that want to say great, remember, you're helping those spread misinformation, misinterpretation. You're dividing us more. You're not giving us out there people the truth by saying, wait a minute, that's a little ridiculous and preposterous because that really can't be. Because that's not true. Because I'm white, and if I was a ginger, I would not consider myself black. I would consider myself a white ginger male, right? So, what does that have to do with anything that we're talking about? Well, a lot of it has to go along the lines with we're being divided, we're being manipulated. The media, the politicians, the people now, we're being divided because people want to deal with it. Well, it's 2025. Why should anyone care? We should care, number one, because that is a big problem. That is a bigger problem. That is a ego thing. If you have that ego to tell somebody that they're ginger and they're black, now considered black, that's an ego thing. That's not just divisive. That's an ego. That's just playing the race bait ego card. And it's gonna ruin us. I have nothing against Trump, and really I have nothing against good Republicans, but I have problems with people in general who try to divide us as a country and as a human species even more. And we've done this by allowing it. By allowing people on social media not being checked, not being reminded that, hey, this is not right, this is incorrect, and nobody does it because we're afraid, because we might get labeled as something that we're not. But does that label really mean anything to us? No. The word racist has run its course through American lives for many years, and that word now has kind of run to the point where it's just stupid to call people that, unless they really are racist. And that is just a racist theory. Calling a white ginger black, or saying that a white ginger is black, is racist. Because they're not black. They're white. That's just stupid. That's an ideology that is stupid because we don't want to be labeled as something because we're afraid to call it, because us, ourselves, as people, we're afraid that somebody might say, oh, you're racist for doing it. No, that's not racism. That's actually being honest. Statistics can prove truth. Facts have truth, right? As long as that fact is covered by something that can prove without a shadow of a doubt that is 100% truth, that would be statistically, factually correct. But it is not statistically, factually correct to call white gingers black because they're not black. That is not truth. That is a mere lie. And that is just another way for our country to be divided even more. And it will hurt us down the road. Now, how can it hurt people? Because it, number one, just basically shows that people are ignorant. There's a lot of ignorance that goes out there. And that is ignorance. That is proven that you are ignorant. That you are narrow-minded. You don't understand that. Truthfully, that can't be correct. That's just divisive. But people, again, are afraid to call it out. And we need to stop being afraid. We need to get the balls to start saying, look, this is wrong. Once we start figuring out that it's okay to call shit out that's wrong, we won't have a problem. Because doubling down is all these people will do. They will double down. They will find ways to try to double down or have to do damage control just to get out of that. And this is stupid because it's nothing really truth with it. There is no truth. I went on TikTok and I found a bunch of people that believed that gingers are now black, and I had to correct them. And I get muted and banned from their channel for correcting them that this is wrong. It's not correct. Because somebody has to be the voice of reason. And apparently, if nobody is, somebody's got to. And I think it's time that we just start being the voice of reason. If you believe that this is wrong, ignorant, and incorrect, then go for it. Because you need to call it out. It's hypocrisy at its finest. It's a stupid PR stunt or a stupid way to divide us more, and it's not going to work. And we should never allow it to work. But again, people are afraid of what the repercussions may be to call it out. And I think people need to understand more and more that the less we are afraid and the more we have balls to call shit out that is not correct or factually truth or backed by truth and facts and statistics, then the more people will start to understand that that's probably not a good thing to start doing. Spreading misinformation and lies and dividing us more. But will they ever care? No. This is the big reason why they won't care. They won't care because they want to continue to do it. That is how they are. They are full of congested theories that it's okay to play this game of race bait and rage tactics amongst each other, because they don't understand that the more they play this, the more they're going to hurt not only their own people, but they're going to hurt us as a human race. We shouldn't look at each other as, oh, you're black and white. No. We should look at each other as we're human beings. But we've gotten to the point now where race bait tactics and racism and division has divided and conquered us. We're just allowing it because it's 2025 and we shouldn't allow it, period. This is where I just have to stand on this. If you think that it's okay to say, oh, a white ginger can be black, then you're part of the problem. You're part of the ego problem that you have. And that's the ego that you need to check yourself with. And take a look at yourself and realize, is that really a true thing that I should be saying? Is that something I really should be saying? No, because it's not true. But you want to continue to say it because you don't care. That's what they believe in. They don't care. They aren't going to ever care. They aren't ever going to stand on that ground of, oh, maybe we are wrong. They don't want to acknowledge they're wrong. People that say that shit know they're wrong in the most wrong way. Because they know they're wrong, they want to keep going. It's stupid. It's a tactic that has been used for a long time. And it's the same shit as people saying that white people have privilege. It's wrong. It's stupid, it's unethical, and it's not true. It's just garbage. It's mere preposterous thinking. Dumb ideologies that stand behind nothing. Nobody should think of anyone because of their skin color. We should think of each other, like I said, as human beings. But we don't think that way anymore. It's just gotten to the point where we're so divided that we don't know how to stop it now. A lot of people are tired of it. I am. And I'm sure a lot of other people are tired of it. But that, again, comes down to, you got to call this shit out, people. You got to call this stupid shit out. If you don't want this to continue, you got to stop this by calling this shit out. This is the radicalization of people that just really don't understand what they're doing to us. And they won't care, because if we allow it to continue to happen, then they'll continue to think they can get away with it. We shouldn't allow them to get away with it. We should stop this. That's why these tactics need to be stopped. And that's why I think we should just make it to where if these people are doing the shit, let them know that's wrong. Now, do I say bully them and harass them? No, don't bully them and harass them. Just call them out. If you see it or if you hear it, just be like, it's stupid. There's no real truth to behind it. It's ridiculous. It's based on only race theory. It's another way for us to be divided as a country. And if you call that shit out, and yeah, you might get a little hate for it, but at the end of the day, you should feel proud for yourself for standing up to what you really believe in, that this is wrong. Anyway, you guys, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to go eat dinner and probably go back to bed. But I love you guys. See you guys soon.